Hi everyone, I want to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about Ketoba, the exogenous ketone that supports ketogenesis at the same time that it supports ketosis. Now this is a critical component of the Ketoba technology, a thing that makes it very different than common exogenous ketones like BHB. Ketoba is a combination of multiple ketone salts that supply an array of minerals that form an electrolyte base, so that you get your exogenous ketone plus you're getting electrolytes at the same time that support physical activity. And the key thing is that Ketoba is very low in sodium. Most ketone salts are extremely high in sodium, will deliver up to 1,000 milligrams of sodium, which is unacceptable if you're whether you're an athlete or not. Ketoba is very low in sodium, less than 100 milligrams per serving. But the key differential when it comes to Ketoba is the active constituent, active in ketone shift, Reset Bio's exogenous ketone. The key difference is that you'll see here that Ketoba is the keto beta hydroxybutyrate, BHB, coupled to BA butyrate, butyric acid, which is a short chain fatty acid. This is very different than what we see in the marketplace typically, because typically we see the medium chain triglyceride coupled to BHB, or used as a substrate for the body to make ketones. Now the medium chain triglyceride can cause a lot of gastrointestinal distress, and whereas butyric acid, the short chain fatty acid, does many of the things that the medium chain triglyceride does and more. Now the most important thing the butyric acid does that's different is that it tells your liver, it delivers a signal to tell your liver to make ketones. So the interesting thing is that there are a lot of BHB type supplements that you can take to raise serum ketone levels. When you raise serum ketone levels beyond baseline for most of us is 0.2 millimoles, we then induce what's called ketosis. So ketosis is basically describing the elevated serum ketone levels beyond baseline, whereas ketogenesis describes the body making ketones, generating ketones within the body. The challenge is that most products, when you take them exogenously, such as an exogenous ketone, BHB, typically they're better referred to, or more accurately referred to, as ketone bodies, the BHB. That will inhibit your body from making its own ketones. So you raise serum ketone levels by taking this exogenous ketone, and it stops your body's production of ketones. It inhibits ketogenesis. It inhibits lipolysis. So you're not burning your own fat anymore, and you're not making ketones yourself inside the body. Whereas BA, butyric acid, the short chain fatty acid, in Ketoba only, and that's patented and exclusive in Ketoba, will actually signal your body and tell it to make ketones while you supply the BHB. So raise serum ketone levels, that's ketosis, but also activate ketogenesis at the same time. And that simulates what the ketogenic diet's supposed to be doing. But you'll see that there's some research that we've published. Biologic Pharma Medical is the company doing a lot of this research that has published literature on how this works differently than what you've seen in the marketplace. You take Ketoba while you're on the ketogenic diet or while you're starting it, and instead of it taking 72 hours to 120 hours for you to go into ketosis, it'll take 20 minutes. 20 minutes after you've taken that product, you're in ketosis. But again, you're activating ketogenic activity so that you're using your own body's fat to burn as fuel, and you're using your own body's fat to make ketones. Otherwise, when you take regular BHB, you stop the ketogenic activity, you stop using your own fat to make ketones. But Ketoba is different. Ketoba helps you to burn your own fat, to induce ketogenesis and increase ketone levels in the bloodstream, so it's inducing ketosis. This is a slide that actually demonstrates how this feedback mechanism works, where you inhibit lipolysis if you take regular BHB, so you're not burning fat anymore. You got to keep in mind that this BHB also has calories, and it delivers calories to the tune of about 5.4 calories per gram. So it's more than your common carbohydrate or protein calorie count per gram, lower than fat, yet you still have to burn through it when you take it. So until you burn through it, you're not burning calories that may be your own body fat or body tissues. And the point is that Ketoba, again, is different. And the difference is that BA helps to support ketogenic activity so that you're using your own endogenous internal fat as a source of energy. I want to talk a little bit about this term activated ketone. The reason why we call Ketoba an activated exogenous ketone is simply because the BA is creating an activation signal for the body and inducing the body to make its own ketones. And this is a common theme that I'm repeating in this session because it's critically important to really understand that this is a key feature that differentiates how Ketoba works versus regular ketones. Its properties include the activation of ketogenesis while inducing ketosis. Here are some slides from the latest article that was published in a recent obesity journal that, let's see if I find the paper here locally, but we'll give you a link to that later. But you can see here how in the blue peaks, we see how Ketoba in blue is inducing ketogenic activity greater than regular BHB does at equimolar concentrations when we deliver that to the serum. You can see that right there. And in this slide, we show how in blue, the cells oxidize fat. So this represents fatty acid oxidation. And in blue, we see how BA, or Ketoba, that's Ketoba, as in the ketone with butyric acid, will actually induce fatty acid oxidation better than in red, in the lower curve, BHB alone. We also see this very important feature here, and that is that upon consumption of Ketoba, every 20 minutes we can measure serum glucose levels and serum ketone levels. And you can see how serum glucose levels drop significantly while serum ketone levels rise. This is an important feature because if you raise serum ketone levels but blood sugar is also high, the cells won't necessarily use the ketone as a primary energy substrate to make ATP. If glucose is available, it will revert to using glucose and will prefer to use glucose. So in order for this ketone to become the prevalent source, you have to lower blood sugar. This is one of the reasons why we engage in a diet that's low in carbohydrates and higher in fat, is we're trying to limit the carbohydrate availability so the ketone becomes the prevalent substrate in the cells, in the bloodstream first and then in the cells to make ATP. So when you take Ketoba, the BA, the short chain fatty acid, actually induces blood sugar clearance. It helps blood sugar clear so that you lower blood sugar while maintaining an escalated serum ketone levels, and that then higher serum ketone concentration becomes the prevalent platform by which the cells then can use the ketone because serum glucose is being cleared away. You can see that right here, every 20 minutes is measured, serum glucose levels drop, serum ketone levels rise with Ketoba ketone shift. So if you look at the Reset Bio website, that's resetbio.com, you'll see the ketone shift product made with Ketoba. Take that as a pre-workout, take that throughout the day to help manage blood sugar if insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes is an issue. Take that to improve cognition if you need that extra lift in the afternoon or those extra work hours. It's a great product to just improve general biological performance. Thanks.